What is up, everyone? Sinister here, back with another video. Hope y'all enjoy the content, and be sure to leave me a like or a comment at the end of the video. So anyways, on to business at hand. You get some arcade gameplay of Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. And yeah, this game came out 30 years ago, so I thought I'd do another Gamerversary on this. And of course, this one starts it off. And as the gameplay that you see here is, of course, take control of the King of Pop himself. You're going around rescuing, the kids from Mr. Big, fighting thugs, punks, androids, things of that nature. And of course, you got Bubbles to help you out, because touching him, you turns you into an android, and you just go on a massacre, and things like that. So, anyways, moving on. Yeah, I just had so many fond memories of this game. Of course, I never had a chance to play this in the arcade back, when it came out. I only played the Genesis port. Of course, I'm more on that in a bit. This came, like I said, it came out in 1990. Yeah, but of course, the gameplay itself is different from its console counterpart. Of course, this game is basically, isometric view. You got like one attack, using your hand, your mat, and of course, your other attack is your magic. Of course, you got 2 times a magic attack, And of course, you're probably going to see demonstrated here in a second, because Michael soon, rescue the kids, they give you magic or give you health if you take a lot of damage, things like that. And of course, here's the magic attack right there. You cue the smooth criminal instrumental, things like that. Of course, you're going to hear that a lot looping, especially when you use your magic. But his other magic attack, he'll spin around and throw his hat, taking out bad guys, who are in the vicinity, things like that. And so, like I said, you twist around. And of course, here it is, the other magic, backing around. Just spin around, take him out. Like moving on, things like that. And of course, here's the other attack, throw that hat and everything. So, yeah, the gameplay of this is cool, but sometimes like the isometric view, sometimes it can hamper your vision, especially attacking out enemies. Sometimes you may not hit them, or you'll miss, things like that. And of course, sometimes bad guys will come out of nowhere, you'll be taking a lot of damage. Of course, probably cost you a life and things like that. So, anyway, the difference between this and its console counterpart. The console counterpart, you're going from left to right, and you have more attacks than what you have on the arcade, because arcade, you can only sit there and punch. On the Genesis port, you can punch and kick, and of course, you have your magic button. Of course, with the magic attack on there, Michael, uses up magic. He'll sit there, either throw his hat, taking out bad guys, or, sit there and do a dance number like a bunch of bad guys or wherever who's in the vicinity. They'll come and join and dance around, and of course, they'll be taken out of action, things like that. So, as far as the arcade goes, like the presentation, like the beginning of each stage, especially, when the story progresses, you see like comic panels here and there detailing the action, but of course, using Michael himself, you see him versus Mr. Big because he's the big bad towards the end. Of course, if anybody who's seen the movie back in the day, you know what I'm talking about. So, if anybody else new hasn't seen that movie yet, I recommend you checking this out before if you have a chance to play this game, because you probably get a better understanding, things like that. So anyways, I'm not going to ramble on things like that. I want to hear your opinions about this. If you enjoyed this game, leave your comments down below. And like I mentioned earlier, if you enjoyed this video, just drop me a like and things like that. Alright, that is all. This is Sinister. Be easy.
It will be easier if you don't resist, and less dangerous.